Good morning, guys. How are you doing? How's things? Once again today I'm gonna do a little bit different vlog due to the fact that my usual day-to-day stuff is exciting and boring at the same time. Basically, in the middle of a crush songwriting, recording, but because I'm doing the same thing over and over again, it's kind of repetitive. Playing the last session before my holidays in the Porthouse today. I still got then three days of gigs there this weekend as well. But there's so much happened in Ireland that I want to put this vlog out as soon as possible. So I'm filming this right now and it'll be out tomorrow morning when some of the news will be like yesterday's news, but still very current. So I want to talk about a couple of things. First of all, I'm sure a lot of you heard about this thing to do with Ireland corporate tax and Apple. It seems the Irish government has finally grown a pair of balls. They came back from their holidays early and they are basically taking a stand against EU on this one, saying that these are our laws, this is the way it is, we're not going to be backtracking on them, which I think is right. A lot of people got very excited about, okay, it's a huge amount of money, Ireland should have it, it's unfair that it didn't happen in the first place. You have to understand that these are the laws of the land that Apple operated within, okay? So let's say just a normal corner store we're here in a similar situation. You have a shop and you pay your taxes out of the shop year after year after year after year. And then EU comes to, actually that's unfair what the government has been taxing you, so we think that the government should charge you 100,000 extra right now. Like, that's you being abiding the law of the land, and this happens. So personally, I think Brussels, back off. I do love a lot of things about EU and the idea of having this great massive area of Europe where we can travel with very easily, and I think that's a wonderful idea, that the less of borders that we have, the better in my books. But when it comes to this kind of management stuff, EU, you're gonna alienate a lot of countries, especially a country like Ireland. It is a small country. We have to have certain advantages. We're at the edge of Europe, edge of Atlantic Ocean. Back off, Brussels. That's all I'm gonna say. But for now, I'm gonna take you out, I'm gonna show you something, and I'm gonna give you my opinion on something, okay? Let's go. Right, check this out. This here behind me is the central bank. Home a lot of controversies over the years, but surprisingly it's for sale right now for 65 million. I thought they would have sold it in 2008 when the recession hit in, but they didn't. And yeah, 65 million will buy you prime property in the middle of Dublin for years to come. Now, I've got a suggestion what the government should do with it. And I'm gonna take you to the next location to show you. Make you understand your dreams are not made for me. I know you had the best of intentions in mind. It's the way you were brought up to believe. But I could always smell the fresh wind in the air. I could see the future looking bright. This here was where the Occupy movement had their village and slot here in Dublin for quite a long time, actually. Changing with the times and letting go of what was behind. You always craved for crystal and gold, and I could never fit the mold. You had your... What about making this as the official busking zone of Dublin? You could have two bands, one set up this end and one set up this end, alternating every, whatever, 1 hour. Just a thought. I still belong on the road. I never cared for the crystal and gold. I never cared for your mold. I know you are. This building behind me is the old House of Parliament here in Dublin. It is owned now by the Bank of Ireland, and here's my suggestion what we should do with the central bank. Why don't we swap it? Why don't we trade it? Get the old House of Parliament back to the people of Dublin. Turn it into, I don't know, library, something historical monument building that people could visit and feel that it's part of their own, instead of being owned by banks, which definitely in this country have got a lot of bad press in the past few years. I think it would be a much better idea. I think it would be much better for the city, it would be much better for the people of the city, and make a big investment in the library. Make a really high quality library offering, I know we all have internet these days, but the books still have value. So why don't we turn this into National Library with, like, every new book that's been published is available. And you could do so much more with it. There could be historical tours in there. There could be, and I think, I'm sure Bank of Ireland was going to be hesitant about the idea in the beginning, but if it's sold the proper right way, where Bank of Ireland is doing something good for the Ireland and for the Dublin after all the bad press they got over the past few years, I think it could work. I think it would be a wonderful idea. And I think the people of Dublin deserve to have their old House of Parliament back. That's my suggestion. But I still belong on the road. I never cared for the crystal and gold. I never cared for your mold. I know you are so proud of your home. I still prefer my road. You always craved for the crystal and gold, and I could never fit the mold. You had your own castle you called home, but I still belong on the road. I never cared for the crystal and gold. I never cared for your mold. I know you are so proud of your home. I still prefer